it's hard because this is anytime you get in a tournament situation where you go home if it doesn't go well. You got to prepare and you play as hard as you can, and so I feel pretty good in terms of the way we're getting after it, and I thought we played great Friday, or excuse me, let's go back to Thursday. I thought we played great. Friday we didn't play as well. It was pretty hard to be that focused 2 nights in a row because that was as well. At least it was as focused as we were the entire season on Thursday against Santa Clara. And we served great, we passed great, we did a lot of things very, very well. So I was very, very pleased. With Thursday, wasn't as focused on Friday. It's difficult to do that, but that's what we got to do now because you not focused, you go home.
What makes North Carolina so dangerous?
They're very balanced. They're like us. They're going to be very balanced. They're running a 6-2. They're willing to set everybody. They block well. They pass well. They play great defense. They're a very solid team.
Coach, do you worry about, this whole thing going on right at the finals, you had to push your finals back, you leave tomorrow, you didn't even know if they were going to have finals. Do you worry about that wearing on your players at all mentally as you get ready to travel and everything?
No, it's actually, we pushed the finals forward. Everything will be taken care of by the time we take off tomorrow. So everybody's finals were basically rescheduled right away. It is what makes playing at home so much better than playing on the road in those first 2 rounds because we can get them done, they're out of there, and once we go, now we're done. Everybody else pretty much in the country is still studying for finals. We're done.
How does that mindset of really nothing else on the plate, you can focus solely on the games, on what's ahead of you on this tournament, how does it help you versus other teams?
Well, I hope that's, I know it helped us the last time we were in the same situation, so we can hope that it does the same, and we'll just see how it plays out. That's the biggest thing.
But you've got some new faces, you've got some freshmen you're relying on. Can you anticipate how they'll handle this going on the road for these matches and in this situation with the pressure? Everybody's
on the road. To quote the football program, pressure's what you feel when you're not prepared. I think it's so funny, and I thought about this morning, that we want to dissect an individual match. We got to go in and we got to play. If we play well and they play well, it's going to be really close. If we play well and they don't play quite as well, we'll beat them, and vice versa. There's so many factors that go into it, and I think the group that's out there, that freshman group that's out there, and then the sophomores as well, I think it's just so much less pressure when you don't have to deal with other stuff. So I do think that helps a lot.
Coach, what did you like out of your team in the first 2 rounds? What do you want them to build upon, and then what do you want to really improve that you know you're going to have to improve moving forward?
Well, the focus against Santa Clara was awesome, and so we passed great. If we pass and if we serve tough, our life's a lot better. We get in rhythm, and we get in rhythm offensively, and we do that by serve receiving. If we serve receive well, and if we can take the other team out of their rhythm in serve receive, then we're going to be very good, and that's what we were able to do against Santa Clara.
How do you think those freshmen played last weekend?
I thought they played great. I realize that we're starting, basically we're 3 freshmen out there on the floor, and I thought they played great. I thought they handled it great. You're not freshmen at this point. Taylor is a little bit, I guess, because she just wasn't able to play the whole season, but I thought they handled it great.
So there was never a point where you thought that the moment was too big for them?
Oh, God, no. No. It's... and that's Maggie's the only one that gets kind of caught up in it, and only if something goes wrong she starts thinking about it, and that's not a freshman issue. That's going to be a Maggie thing that she's going to just have to overcome, and that just comes with time and experience.
Can you summarize what kind of a key that class has been to get you to the point you're at?
Well, we didn't have them, we'd be in big trouble. That's for sure. Taylor's really come through at the end. I'm glad now that she's healthy, it's been great. Maggie's going to be the real deal. There's no lie. And Frankie's obviously very good, and Taylor, physically those are great, but Maggie is what you ask for in a setter, and thrilled to death that they're all here and they're doing great stuff.
Taylor, it almost feels like we made like a trade at the trading deadline or something.
It's kind of interesting. I thought about that. It's funny you say that because I literally thought about that we just acquired this. she's physically very gifted. She's going to be great. Again, any time that somebody's that young, and that is the moment too big. They're going to think about it, whether it's in the NCAA tournament or we're playing Stanford or we're playing whomever it may be, and she just hasn't had enough playing. Frankie, and a little bit of it's the individual. Frankie, I mean, if we were playing in the NCAA finals, I don't worry about Frankie. She's one of those kids that it doesn't affect her. She's a very low anxious kid. We need more pressure for her to get out there. But Taylor's a little bit of the opposite. She's a little more anxious, and so she's got to figure out how to deal with that.
That'll just come from experience.
That'll come with experience for her.
For Taylor, what was her injury early on, and then how long was she healthy after that? But it just took her a while to kind of get back into the rotation.
Well, it was her 5th metatarsal, so and there was nothing that showed up on X-ray or anything else, but you have to be so careful with that, because if you get that stress fracture in that 5th metatarsal, then you're out for a really long time. We were probably cautious, and then she was cleared for 3 weeks before we actually started her against UCLA. It was the right time, and it was the block that we needed against Karstalo.
And she took advantage,
And she took advantage of that, that's for sure. Yes, she hit really well, and then she hit real well against SC the next night.